on here so you can fucking like me? I don't give a fuck. I am here to express my point of view.
Shouting.
Okay, I'm shouting because there are people at the back that need to hear. Thank you very much. Now fuck off.
Yeah, you fuck off.
Mr. Speaker, the
Thank you too, and you're
IMF chief living in a suite, 2,000 pound a night suite in New York. IMF chief.
There you are. He's here for fucking.
My friend,
you are here for fucking.
There's no need to be upset.
Go away.
We all have the right to
take this your language and put it in your ass.
Then I will put it in my ass. After putting your girlfriend's ass. My friend, I'm sorry, but I'm just not here to explain. I don't care what you think. Not here on this. My point of view is that you must save yourself. We can't be talking about the government must do this, the community must do that, politicians must do this. If you want to change the world, change yourself first. Become a better human being. Concentrate on your families, making sure that your children are growing up with these values. These are the personal responsibilities. I'm sorry, yes, I'm swearing, I'm abusive, I'm this and that. I'm not that person when I step down. This is my alter ego. He just fucked with me when I'm on the platform. When I step down, I'm quite civil. Are you? Yes, I am. How are you, sir? Now, fuck off. It's just my alter ego. I'm saying to you, we should not be offended by words. All we are doing is expressing ourselves. Freedom of expression. Just express ourselves and be who we are. I don't hate that man or despise the man. I quite like him. He had a point of view. I thought he turned back, which is good, but no problem. And maybe I could have conducted myself a bit better. And if he comes back, I will apologize. You want to ask a question like this?
Will they give us our money?
Will they give us
about your money? You're not going to get money back.
Sir, I believe we're in the thrust of revolution, change. We can see it. People believe it's going to happen in Tunisia, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and it won't come here. We have seen protests in Spain. We have seen protests in Greece. The only reason why we're not seeing mass protests at the moment here is because you're still all right. You can pay your rent, your belly's still full. But when you start going hungry, when you start missing a meal, we'll be bringing out the fucking pitchforks of fucking 1790 to protest against this government. I guarantee it! Only because you are not hungry enough. That's why revolution has not struck here. I guarantee it, my friends. But when that moment comes, we have to have a replacement. We have to have a replacement. By the turn of the last century, not the one before, the turn of the 19th century, or turn of the 20th century, 90% of the food consumed in Britain was grown in Britain. If revolution strikes, we're fucked. What are we going to do? Go and grow potatoes, rhubarb? Half of us motherfuckers ain't got no agricultural experience. We are fucked. Without McDonald's and Burger King, half of you motherfuckers are fucked. If you don't open it, you believe that peas grow in a tin. We've got no agricultural experience. If war hits us here, we are really screwed. Because most of the food now is imported. Over 90-odd% of the food consumed in Britain is imported. Look at the foods we eat now. And the things that we used to when I was growing up in this country. Mango was an exotic fruit. White people didn't know fuck all about mangoes. You knew apples and fucking pears and strawberries. You knew nothing about mango, especially the juicy Pakistani mangoes, which are imported nowadays. My friends, our diets have expanded, our tastes have expanded, so we have become consumers. We want the best for everything. And the things that we have here, we take for granted. But in other countries, they still don't taste as exotic. In Jamaica, where I'm from, some people who live in the center of the island have never even been to the beach. Never even been to the beach. What does it say? Beautiful Caribbean. We have become consumers. When I take you back to the 80s, in the 80s we spoke about putting the milkman putting milk on the door. When you went on a holiday in England, the British, growing up in Britain, The English went to the beach. Brighton, Margate, Ramsgate, Blackpool, Littlehampton, Southend. They went to the beach on a day trip for a weekend, or they went on a Butlins holiday with entertainment. And then the 80s came. Go out and get what you can, how you can. And then the Englishmen thought they were international travellers because they were going to Spain. They go to Spain. In fact, the holiday of your lifetime when you're growing up was going to France as a kid on a day trip at the end of school. And then the white English started to go to Spain. Then Ibiza. Then Greece. Lanzarote. And now we travel the world and it's no one's business. We had wildlife programs, David Attenborough, Richard Attenborough, whichever one it was, telling us about the exotic world, how it was like this and it was like that. And now half of you go backpacking around Thailand, Cambodia, Laos. You go to South America, to the Amazon for a weekend to pass time. Nothing's exotic anymore. There was a time when Jamaica and the Rastafari movement and reggae music was a big thing for you white people. That old Jamaican man say, yeah man, I want a blood clot to go on ya man, yes man, wicked. That was exotic for you. It terrified white people when black people raised their voices, especially Jamaicans. I want a blood clot to do, fuck off, I'm going to blood clot boy. Nowadays a black man says that, a white man says, fuck off, you can rude boy, what are you talking about? They speak the same shit. The youth dress the same, speak the same shit, into the same music. There was a time when the black man, you go to a discotheque, white people would gather around you in a circle and clap out of beat because they had no rhythm. Now white people dancing too. Now white people have rhythm. Fuck it. This is how we have evolved. We've all moved forward. So I'm saying to you, the world is no longer as exotic as it was when we talk about war in Afghanistan. Imagine thinking about war in Afghanistan in 100 odd years ago when the British were out there. It must have been such a faraway place. There's no real media or television. You have to wait for a writer to write the story, to visualize what's really happening. And then it's even more exotic because it seems like a million miles away. But now you jump on an airplane and you're much more likely to be in another country as you are to being in another city. You're much more likely to be, if you're British and you live in London, you're much more likely to be in the US, Canada, Australia than you are in Birmingham or Wales. The world has become smaller. It's shrunk. Look at the prejudices that we had formerly. We were all exotic. We look at this man here, we look at this man here, we look at the woman here. We were exotic because we were all foreigners. People kept their spaces. Now look around you. The world has become much more colorful. So I'm saying we need to break down the racial barriers, the racial prejudices, all of these things that kept us apart for so long, because there is only one humanity. I have met good Jews and I have met bad Jews. I have met good Muslims, bad Muslims, good Christians, bad Christians, good Hindus, bad Hindus, good atheists, bad atheists. I have met, in summary, good human beings and bad human beings. And we need to break down the prejudices that we have against each other. You look at me, you see my hair in plaits, ooh, must be exotic. I have a gold tooth and a gold chain, and you think, ah, drug dealer. I am a drug dealer, but you mustn't stereotype. That's the point I'm trying to make. Don't stereotype me. It's wrong. We look at each other and we form these stereotypes as to who this person must be. Break down these barriers. Interact, engage, get to know the people around you. Because you'll find we actually have much more in common with each other. So if people want to know about Islam, don't listen to BBC when they tell you, oh, Islam is this, Islam is that. Find a Muslim, talk to a Muslim, let him explain to you, or her explain to you, what their faith means to them. To break down those prejudices. Likewise, many of you Muslims have these prejudices against Jews. You say, the Jews, they're trying to conquer the world. You don't separate Judaism from Zionism. There's a difference. Judaism and Zionism are two totally different things. Zionism is a political ideology. Judaism is a religious belief, a faith. But you equate all Jews to Zionism. So we all have educating to be. And you, the white man, the prejudices we have against you, they're all fucking true. Rub everywhere, steal and every blood clotting. You can't just leave it the fuck alone.